Bonjour, hi. Hello, Jacksonville. We're coming your way. Later in the show, GOP Chairwoman Rona McDaniel joins me. My audience on 100.3 FM Jacksonville will know I am always ebullient in the morning. I'll be down there on the seashore, hoping someone will take me in Jacksonville. I hope someone will put aside 3 rooms for the Hugh Hewitt Show. Are you a hotelier that wants to boast the Hugh Hewitt Show? We'll put a big banner in your hallway. Because I think the Republicans are going to Jacksonville. More on that later in the program. Admiral Stavridis coming along. Senator David Perdue. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine will be joining us this morning. But first, let me begin with the rundown on this Wednesday, June 10th, in the year of the plague 2020. The Federal Reserve meets today, and they've got to do 2 major things. They've got to give a forecast, and it will be, as Fed Chairman Jerome Powell says, just shy of astrology when it comes to these years, but nevertheless, the Fed's word does matter. And they've got to talk very seriously about that part of the Fed's program which has failed thus far. They have not launched their flagship Main Street lending plan, a, quote, window at the Fed that will be available to help those businesses shattered and shuttered by the COVID epidemic. And the Main Street facility has long been waited. Many are looking for it expectantly to get them through this rough patch, but it's not yet there. We'll look for that. From the Telegraph of London comes a story that I expect is also playing out across the United States. Demand for prime value homes spikes as coronavirus deepens wealth divide. The rich have certainly gotten richer if they own high-tech stocks, started high-tech companies, or began their entrepreneurial career sometime in the 90s or the aughts. But I will tell you, those who've owned property are happy that they did. I often tell you about andrewandtodd.com. In the course of this program, they refinance homes. I got an update yesterday. They are doing box office business as people take advantage of the lowest interest rates in history. But yes, the higher end always goes up higher and the lower end goes up as well. And if you haven't gotten into this market, you'd better in a hurry, because the unusual thing about COVID, it's caused a lot of creative destruction. It's accelerated a lot of change. It's disintermediated a lot of old economic patterns, and it's allowed new entrepreneurial spirits to emerge, and it's allowed big tech to get big in a hurry. And yes, as the British Telegraph reports, property values are increasing. Movie giant AMC eyes reopening, according to the Wall Street Journal, in July. That would be very good news. I love the movies. Everyone who listens to this show knows I'm going crazy just watching TV and movies on TV. Although I must admit the Yellowstone series is pretty good, Kevin Costner's series. I think C.J. Box doesn't like it because Yellowstone is predicted in there to blow, as it's going to do. But beautiful scenery, a little bit of Dallas meets Yellowstone, but nevertheless, a fine television series. I want to go back to the movies. AMC says it's happening in July. This story from the Telegraph in Great Britain as well. School-aged children more likely to hit by lightning than die of coronavirus. Notice the word die. Doesn't mean they won't get sick. It means they won't die. Of course, kids get sick all the time. Every kid I've ever known gets sick all the time. Lord Blunkett. What a name. Lord Blunkett. If I had Lord Blunkett as my producer, I would be doing fine. I've got Lord Hee-Haw in there. Not really. He's not a collaborator. He's merely, if I had a producer of any kind, I'd be doing fine. Lord Blunkett, who served as education secretary in Tony Blair's government, accused the Boris Johnson government of a triumph of fear over ambition. That doesn't make any sense, actually, as he called for a national effort to give all children a face-to-face experience before the end of July. He told BBC Radio 4's World at One, to be honest, I think it is a lack of will. It is a lack of can-do. It's a failure to do what we've already done with the health service and the economy, which is to say there are challenges, there are real problems, but we as a nation are going to seek to overcome them. Why is it that other countries, not just in Europe, but across the world, can have the ambition to get their children in all kinds of creative ways back into school, and we can't? I can only conclude the government is losing the plot. The trained teacher added. He's a trained teacher. How about that? Lord Blunkett is a trained teacher. I just know that we've got to do this. If we can set up the Nightingale hospitals in the time we did, why on earth can't we invest in the future of our children? Look, all across the world, people are saying as summer hits in the Northern Hemisphere, Why don't we have pools open? Why don't we have camps? Why don't we have Little League? This does not kill children. They don't even get very sick. It doesn't hit many of them. Yes, we know there are 100 cases of a strange disease we know across the United States. Maybe it's now 200. It's microscopic in percentage. And the nation is now beginning to recognize the public health authorities actually have no idea what they're talking about. By that I mean this Wall Street Journal story. WHO clarifies comments on asymptomatic transmission of coronavirus. The organization says it isn't sure how often people who are infected with the coronavirus but lack symptoms spread it to others. Drew Hinshaw writes, the World Health Organization said Tuesday it isn't clear how often people contract and then spread COVID-19, showing symptoms, pulling back from a top official's earlier assertion that such invisible transmissions appear rare. So yesterday it was, you can't transmit if you're asymptomatic. Today it's, we don't know. Is it any wonder that public health authorities' credibility is smashed up? 3 months ago, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Blix, and all the others were on a pedestal. We were eager for their every word. Then they were silent in the face of mass gatherings, which were obviously going to be petri dishes for the virus if it was abroad. And they said nothing. They did nothing to discourage it because it was politically incorrect to do so. Now we have the WHO arguing, it's the two-headed WHO. If you're asymptomatic, you can't transmit. If you're asymptomatic, you might be able to transmit. The chance is 5%. The chance is 40%. It's absurd. It's absurd. It's not science. It's guesswork. They don't know. Coronavirus hospitalizations rise sharply in several states following Memorial Day, according to the Washington Post this morning. As the number of new coronavirus cases continues to increase worldwide, and more than a dozen states and Puerto Rico are recording their highest averages of new cases since the pandemic began, hospitalizations in at least 9 states are on the rise since Memorial Day. In Texas, North and South Carolina, California, Oregon, Arkansas, Mississippi, Utah, and Arizona, there are an increasing number of patients under supervised care since the holiday weekend because of coronavirus infections. The spikes generally began in the last couple of weeks and in most states are trending higher. Data from the states that are now reporting some of their highest 7-day averages of new cases is disproving the notion that the country is seeing such a spike in cases solely because of an increase in testing. Okay, how many cases? The Texas has reported 75,616 cases since the pandemic began, and in 10 of the past 15 days, the state's 7-day average of new cases has increased. As of Tuesday, it has reported 2 consecutive days of record-breaking coronavirus hospitalizations, with a record 2,056 hospitalizations as of early Tuesday afternoon, up from a high of 1,935 hospitalizations on Monday. We are now 7 pages into a story, and it won't tell me how many people were hospitalized because of coronavirus yesterday. Isn't that what you really want to know? Isn't it really what you want to know is how many people got sick yesterday in Texas? Actually, I'd like to know how many people were hospitalized yesterday in Chicago, Washington, and New York, where there were the big demonstrations in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. I just think missing the story, losing the plot is happening in newsrooms all over the country. People want to know right now how many people are in the hospital, how many people have died in my state, how many people are in the ICU, what kind of care are people receiving, has the treatment increased to such a point that we don't have to worry about it very much, can we go out? Right? It's not that hard. I think the answer is go out and stay far away. People who are serving you, wear masks. Kids are not at risk of getting very, very sick at all. They might transmit, they might not. Be in good health, fine. Go out and abroad. If you have asthma, I'm raising my hand, be careful. If you have obesity and heart disease, be very careful and stay shut in. This is not hard, people. This is not hard. Meanwhile, the biggest story of the day is the one I'll talk about in the next segment. The economy is booming in the terms of the stock market. An astonishing day. Amazon went up. I want to make sure I'm right about this. Amazon went up $76.80 yesterday, a 3% increase. What is going on? Gold, by the way, is up this morning, and I'll tell you, thanks to Birch Gold and HughGold.com, why that is when we come back on this Wednesday edition of the Hugh Hewitt Show. That's the rundown.